Leo. Hi, Leos. Uh, this is going to be a little guide to your sex and love, and hope you enjoy. Reading a little ditty for you. So, Leo, and this is just for your sun sign. So if your moon and all that, then that's different, but it would still kind of apply. But if it was your moon or something, then it would apply in your inner consciousness, not so much how you project yourself to the world, which is what your sun sign does. Leo is the second fire sign of the zodiac, under the rulership of the life-giving sun. Subjects of this sign are endowed with great loyalty and generosity, and are a group away from an expansive, magnanimous segment of our society. However, even though it is well known that most Leos are excellent lovers, they are not particularly fortunate when it comes to marriage. Most subjects of the fire signs are to put the objects of their admiration on pedestals, where they can be admired. But all too often in doing so, they forget to make allowances for their frailties, which best beset most humans, and which manifest themselves so often in sex and love. Like most idealistic types, Leos often refuse to see imperfections in those that they adore, and those to whom they are enchanted, and this can be the result of tremendous emotional disturbances that upset the tenors of their life. Sexually, the Leo male likes to be in charge of the situation. He may not have had a particularly strong desire to be the master of his household, and he rarely is, but he certainly likes to be in control of all the bedroom scenes. For this reason he enjoys being praised as a lover, and even the smallest compliment gives him the right time, seems to bring out the best in him. Less spiritually evolved Leos glory in being called lady killers, Casanovas, as their communities. They actually are quite moral in their sexual adventure, for it is their characteristics that each Leo seeks to find the supplement of his own soul, the counterpart of himself. Even Leos to whom sexual advances may be rejected in early life seem to maintain the illusions that they are great lovers and sophisticated philanderers, when in reality they prefer to settle for the stability in one's perfect love, and that brings with it a harmonious domestic life. Despite all of the lordly grace, his desires for the limelight, which can be on occasion be overpowering, the lion, king of the zodiac, can easily be enslaved by a subtle female who is aware that his ego must be catered to. Unfortunately, like most people who gain spicy reputations for being a ladies' man, Leo males tend to sink into social groups where they are not able to meet the very artful types who would make them ideal wives. Most women of fitness are generally afraid of philanderers, and they go on the promise that if a Leo male had so many women, then there is nothing of their own personality and character, or in their physical charm, that could hold him. Thus, the very woman who might make a perfect mate for a Leo seeks less obtentious men, although they may well dream of the sort of thrilling sex and love lives that they might have had if they had the courage to stay with a Leo lover. Because of this pseudo-exterior, which the female takes time to check, Leo is forced to make the kind of marriage that generally has unfortunate termination. Once dissatisfaction sets in, no one can say goodbye to marriage more quickly than a Leo, and he can be quite ruthless in doing so. He will hold fast to his own possessiveness, and not be in the least concerned to what happens afterward to the person of whom he was once completely amored. Any woman who meets a Leo for the first time, and perceives that he has a definite intention of appearing to be a knight in shining armor, stands a chance of captivating a loyal companion, an exciting lover, and a man who is ultimately a devoted father to the children. It is sad to say that Leos who can be passionately involved with their children, seeing them as extensions of their own being, and not as often blessed with large families, and indeed may in fact have children who turn out to be disappointments to them. Perhaps due to their generous nature they are inclined to overindulge their offspring. And this is not always beneficial to the children as they grow into adulthood. It is touching to encounter a Leo parent who has known to have hurt of having children who have proved to be the source of disillusionment. He is a bewilderer and quite incapable of understanding how it all happened. Worse still, he has so much pride that he can rarely take advice from objective persons who may warn him when the first signs of a negative behavior shows himself. It is not unusual for children of Leo, thinking that they have been dominated or feeling that they cannot express themselves fully enough, to strive out in order to find their own identities. To strike out in order to find their own identities. Frequently they cut themselves off entirely from their Leo parents. Sexually, Leos are demanding, but always gracious. It is possible for their partners to return their past passion, to give as much affection as the Leo gives. Then love will be sustained and happy marriage is possible. Yet, in order to show what he feels the best of himself, Leo is, alas, giving to lying. Not for any better reason than as he ardently desires to be the man worth knowing in life of his beloved. When his lies are discovered, he feels cheated and may become angry, or worse still, he may embark on a series of further lies to cover up the first one. These untruths are not often of the white lie variety either, but are more dangerous of the sort. The lordly nature of Leo, seeing all life on a grand scale, is also capable of lying in a big way. Often the Leo male overdoses it, for the reason he is not likely to be in love or succeed sexually with a Gemini or Virgo. The latter is completely denoted to the truth for truth's sake, and Gemini is so quick-witted that they can see through even the most feasible of deceptions. That's my moon's in Gemini. The more planets a Leo has in good position with his own sign, the more decisive and successful he will be without resorting to falsehood. For he thrives on his sun-god outlook. With badly aspected planets which debilitate the power of the sun, he can be violent, very jealous, often without reason, and given to scathing sarcasm, none of which is a quality that contributes much to making life harmonious. It is fatal to try to upstage a Leo, as he will either retaliate or retire from his situation, with hurt feelings, leaving the other party to feel guilty. He will never make any attempt to right his wrongs. It is one of the signs which is seen to symbolize the all-or-nothing attitude towards others. Leo loves intensity and hates with the same intensity. Should his partner choose the middle way of affection, love or sex, he responds by being completely disinterested. The great cat of the zodiac likes to bask in the glow of his own personality. To have it known to him is indeed to someone with whom to reckon, and he demands loyal treatment. One cannot imagine a Leo male finding enjoyment in making love to a woman who has curlers in her hair, or this would be an affront to his dignity. He cannot flourish with a wife who has a sluttish manner, or one who does not try to dress well. His mate should, of course, aim to please him without any gesture of connotes to wish to outshine him, if she wants to be with him at his compatible best. Most Leos are happiest with their wives remain in the background at home, away from the concourse of their professional lives. Leos like to parade their mates in public, where they can show them off to their best advantage. There is nothing casual in Leo's approach to his chosen female. If the female is in her own right, then they will break of the glory in her noteworthiness. Never is a prince consort, but always as an equal, sharing her throne and enjoying the public adulation. In all of the Leo's attributes and faults, there lies the danger of being an extremist. He goes all out, especially when environment, family, or social conditions cause exaggeration in his behavior. The Leo born into a reasonable, comfortable family will try to impress his love with lavish gifts during courtship. She may be known that he cannot afford such luxuries, but to mention this, or to reject the offering, would bring out the exaggerated worst in him. No woman ought to think that she can cage a Leo husband. There, so I'll leave it at that as kind of a cliffhanger for you. So, if your sun sign is in Leo, then this would apply to you a lot, I guess, because the book is on your sun signs. But you also have to consider that this, when it's talking about all these different zodiac signs, depending on what planets fall in them, it can be amped up. So, like, you might be, for example, me, I'm a Taurus, and it might not make sense that I'm a freaking chatterbox, but it's because I have my moon and a lot of other planets in Gemini. And each planet has its own kind of, like, attribute that it will influence the attributes of the zodiacs. So it's like cross multiplying or something, okay? And they all go together to equal u as a final fraction. But hope you've liked this. Thumbs up it if you think it applied to you. If you didn't, let me know what was wrong with it or some advice you want to share with other people. Thank you for watching. Mwah.